What's going on, YouTube? Today, we're going to take a look at absolutely without any question my favorite inside the 10 or 2-point play all year long. I showed a play earlier in the year out of Singleback wide trips for a 2-point play. Love it. Showed jumbo heavy as an inside the 10 or high point passing scheme along with goal line, going to QB sneak on the 1 or etc., mixing it up, then going to jumbo heavy and stretch. Love that as well. Fantastic. But for some reason, completely overlooked this play. This has everything you want in a 2-point play, and it's the play shallow cross out of the gun wide trips formation. This is a play that I ran throughout the year in midfield, etc. We're going to take a look at some gameplay of that as we get on in the video. But, recently with, Dubby showing some videos out of the gun wide trips, etc., I kind of went back and I started running my Singleback wide trips that I shown on the YouTube channel along with Dubby's gun wide trips. Kansas City playbook, or if you use a custom play, I started running those together, Dubby's stuff along with my stuff, and I was having a ton of success. So along the way, I started checking out the shallow cross, and I'm getting down near, inside the 10, and I'm thinking about, R1. All year I showed videos, high point passing to R1 on these wheel routes to the short side of the field. Like you see here, we're on the right hash. So we just throw a high point pass to the wheel. We've done that out of split slot. We've done that out of trips tight end. We've done that out of the empty formation. I mean, there's so many formations that have this, and it's great because it's really, really tough to stop. The thing is shallow cross has every single ingredient you possibly can have in a 2-point play. And I absolutely love it. And I love it even more because I know that Dubby's gun wide trips is amazing. And to me, this just puts it on a whole other level. Now, we can run it midfield, which is something I did throughout the year. We're going to get into that gameplay. But let's take a look here. As you can see, high point passing to R1 was our first read. But now, where we get really, really glitchy is, as you see here, when R1 is covered, now we've really got 3 other reads that are just so easy to make for anybody. Anybody can make these reads with absolute ease. Any type of pressure that they send at us is going to get absolutely destroyed by the high point passing. They can't send pressure. They really can't even play coverage unless they're like dropping everybody back. It's just a fantastic play. And the reason is because of circle. The auto motion, the animation that we get to circle is just fantastic. Now, we all know about high point passing and what it does to defenders and how glitchy it is. We've got the taller guy. They just don't stand a chance. So, if you want to go back and take a look at the footage of me going to the wheel route, like I said, I've shown this all year long. We're going to take a look at R1 as the first read. Okay? So basically, once we hit snap on the ball, the guy's going to start auto motioning. At that point, what I do is I put my finger right over the high point pass button. And I'm ready to high point to R1. If not, I'm ready to high point to circle. Those are the first 2 main reads. So you look at R1, you see that the defenders are fanning out to that area. The other thing you need to know is that you do not want to be throwing to circle right now. This is not the high point pass area. Wait for him to cut, just like you see right here, and get to the back of the end zone, and then throw the high point pass. And that's when you're going to get that animation many, many, many times. If I've run this play as a inside the 10 or 2-point conversion play, let's say I ran it 35 times, not even kidding, okay? No, I don't exaggerate, probably completed it successfully 32 out of 35 times. That's how incredible it is. Not even kidding. This is easily the best 2-point play in the game. I have no question. No question at all. The jumbo heavy, I love it. This is the best. So now again, we're taking a look at R1. That's the first read. We're holding our finger right over the high point pass. And R1 obviously can be a read, right? But I've thrown to R1 many, many times. I need to figure out what type of animation. This is why I'm going for it right here up 10 with 27 seconds left to go. I want to, test this out a little bit more and see what kind of animations we can get. And as you can see, just every time I did it, it was just time and time and time again, we were getting completions. Now here to tie the game up, he's in like a 4-4, or actually, no, he's not. But he's in something like, if he's going to send a ton of pressure, he's roasted. If he's going to drop his guys back and send 3 or 4, he's roasted. Doesn't really matter. Just take a look at the high point pass. R1 is covered. And look at the animation again. Jump straight up. Wait for him to get to the back of the end zone. And then throw it. Here we've got Brandon Cooks. He's got great spec catch, but obviously he's not tall. We can't throw to R1. So then we wait until he gets to the post. We throw it. And he jumps up and he grabs it. Now, the reason that this works is because of the auto motion. It's because he gets the inside position. There's many plays with that post route on the outside along with the wheel. But without the auto motion getting the inside position, it would be impossible to high point pass this with precision. It's because he cuts all the way to the inside and we're good to go. So now that we've taken a look at R1 in circle and we've seen the animations that we can get, and that is the best part about the play, you're just going to read them. It's real simple. The auto motion starts and you're just staring down R1, you stare down circle. It doesn't matter. They send heat, they're done. They play coverage unless they drop everyone back, they're done. It doesn't matter. So we read those, and now, even though I could hit circle here, I could wait for him to cut. My rule is, I know that it's man coverage, I recognize that. So I know that X and triangle are going to roast man coverage. But aside from that, let's just say that they put another guy in a zone over the middle. They've got the bracket coverage, as you see on R1 there. Then they drop another guy over circle. Well, when these zones drop back to defend those things, the third read that I'm going to make is a low pass to triangle. And I do it low because we want to get underneath those zones. And low passing is really glitchy, as you see right there. Absolutely love it. R1, circle. There we throw a low pass. We pick up 7 yards. Again, we're just looking at the 2 reads. And then, it's the mesh concept underneath the 2 high points that really just, especially by default, the running back route, we all know how amazing that route is. It just fits so perfect. The R1, square, and triangle fit so perfect that it's just money. There you go again. We low pass. And then, of course, I've had scenarios, and people love to call 4-4. Again, this isn't a 4-4, but you will see many occasions people love to call that on 2-point plays, etc. This will absolutely roast that. So there's games where, let's say I'll run the 2-point play or this play down in the red zone, and I'll throw to triangle because they cover the other 2 routes. So then the next time they try to cover triangle, and then I just throw to X. It's just the mesh concept underneath all the high point. So here again, right, he's strafing, he's waiting. I easily could have thrown to circle here. But to be honest with you, at this point, I just needed to grab a couple gameplay footage, and I needed to kind of figure out what all of my best options are, right? You have to lab this stuff in-game. Now here I mess up, and I actually high point pass to triangle, and I end up getting the same result. You definitely want to be low passing. I got a little bit lucky there. Again, I could be hitting circle all day against these guys. I really could. But again, we do a low pass underneath the coverage, and we're good to go. So that is the 2-point play. And even here, when everything appears to be boxed, we've got X. So X is the 4th read. It's not something that we're going to hit a ton, but it's there. Especially when they start using triangle, or if they user over on the post. As you can see this guy here? Now, okay, same game as a play earlier. Look at him. He's waiting for triangle. So when he waits for triangle, I just hit X. I notice that he's lurking. He's waiting for triangle. It's just the best 2-point play. It's just the best. So now what we're looking at is gameplay from earlier in the year. and maybe like a month or two or so ago, where we're just running this play in midfield, and it's a great play to mix in. Basically, what I'm going to be looking for on this play is I want to be facing cover 3 ideally, but if they call cover 2, there's a lot of stuff that we can do as well. So let me give you the breakdown. There's a couple things that I want to do. First of all, I want to look at the safeties. As soon as the ball gets snapped, I'm going to look at the safeties and see what they do. I want to see if there's single high safety, and if there is, then circle is going to be a read that I know I want to hit. But at the same time, I'm also staring down the blitzers, okay? Anybody that's coming off the edge, so either defensive backs or linebackers, I'm staring down X and I'm looking right at that area. And what I want to do is I want to see if the pressure is coming. And if it is, then I want to be able to dump it off to X. So I look right there and I see, okay, well, X is kind of, but now it's single high safety, so let me go to circle. But I've got triangle, so let me go to circle. But now, as I'm thinking about circle, I see R1 is sitting wide open over there. So I just end up throwing that pass. So that's the way that I look at this play. Staring down X. Staring down X. Where's the pressure? Where's the pressure? Is it single high? Okay, so they're covering X. They're covering triangle. Now I've got to look to circle, or I've got to look to R1. But the other thing is, the user defender in the mid read or whatever, if he goes to cover circle, we've actually got square as a nice little dig route. So as you see, we end up hitting R1, but just take a look at square here real quick, because I think I only have one example of hitting it. See how he's got the nice, I love those glitchy little in routes right there. So square on the far left, that can certainly be a read as well. So, it's a great play. Anywhere in the field, it's my favorite 2-point play in the game. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so here he drops back. Okay, and then circle has got to be the read right there. So we really had 3 reads. We had R1, could have been a touchdown. This is against cover 2. This has got to be a cover 2 sink. R1, circle, because he's late, and then X. Square. That's the play, guys. I mean, it's just so simple. And then when they, oh my God, and then when they run, there's a lot of people, they love to, and they can be good at it, is they'll run the nickel 2-4-5 double A gap, and then sometimes they send pressure, and then sometimes they all drop back. So this is really where staring down X comes into play, because as I said, I want to stare down that area of the field. Where's the pressure coming from? Are they sending the linebackers over the middle? Are they sending, corner, because they've got the corner blitz out of this that can be really good? So I'm going to look to X. I do see that he's open, but now I see triangle, and as you can see, he's just running free, pass lead up a little bit, and go down. Because the hit sticks this year are just easy. Like, any bum can just press square and get a hit stick. And that's what we're looking at. And just triangle, we all know about that route. I mean, I was kind of hoping that they took it out of the game for Madden 18, but apparently it's back again, which kind of sucks, because I love the route. I love to use it. Don't get me wrong. But it's so super effective that I was kind of hoping they would take it out. But I did see some gameplay of it being in the game. So there you go. Why shallow cross? You definitely want to check out my Singleback Y-trip scheme that I posted. I have a playlist for it, as well as Dubby's channel. I'm going to post Dubby's channel in the description, so you guys can check out his gun Y-trips. I play CFM, so obviously in CFM we can use a custom playbook, and being able to go from Dubby's gun Y-trips to my Singleback Y-trips, I'm all about, minimal player movement, where you can audible from formation to formation, have access to a ton of plays, especially when you're setting your audibles, and just, dominate. And that's what we're going to do with Dubby's O and my O, and with the shallow cross. Love it, guys. Hope the video wasn't too long for you. Madden 18's coming out. Only about 42 days left. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.